You know what one of the problems is with learning skills on YouTube is that you can go through somebody's entire journey within a matter of minutes or within a matter of hours, depending on how much content they have. Now, don't get me wrong. I think YouTube is one of the best platforms to learn and acquire new skills on. The only thing is that when it's actually time to put those skills into practice, or when the rubber meets the road, as they say, that's when you really have to learn that in life and in business, you gotta play the long game. And that's what we're gonna be talking about in today's video. So let's just jump into it.
Gotta talk about my life as I see it.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. Thanks for stopping by. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and well, I like to make videos like these for other creatives out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about playing the long game, right? When you're first building up your business, when you're setting out to accomplish any mission, any goal, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to learn. There's going to be a lot of skills that you're going to have to acquire. And not only are you going to have to learn these things, but you're going to have to put them in practice on a consistent basis if you ever wish to hit your goal. So let's talk about business, okay? So in business, you should have a long-term vision for your business. Now, you might not exactly know what that is right off of the jump, okay? Some people will, some people won't. Some people just have an idea of what it is that they want to do, okay? And so there's two things that are going to be going on in your business simultaneously. And one is the quick flip, and the other is the long game. Now, the quick flip is short term, right? You're just trying to get past tomorrow. You're trying to get past next week, right? That's kind of that short term mentality, what you can accomplish in this month, okay? Now, the quick flip is necessary, right? It has its pros and its cons, right? So one of the pros of the quick flip is that, well, it's exactly that, right? Let's just say, for example, you do video production and you do weddings, okay? No problem there. Maybe that's your thing that you specialize in. So let's just say, for example, somebody has a birthday party, right? And they want you to cover that birthday party, right? And they're going to pay you or whatever, right? And maybe that's not your thing, but it is a quick flip, right? It might be a quick little job one day, bada bing, bada boom, you can make a couple of dollars. Now, the good thing about that is that it brings in that cash flow into your business. And quick flips are good because they allow you to sustain. And in order to get to that long-term goal that you have, you're going to have to be able to sustain yourself in the present day. Now, the downside about quick flips is that they can be distracting depending on what it is, right? Because I believe that if you specialize in a certain niche or whatever, you have a chance to grow faster than just doing a bunch of different odd jobs, right? Because there's going to be certain things that you take to, and there's going to be certain things that you're not that great, you're not that fond of, right? You don't have that much passion for that particular project. So they can be distracting depending on the project, right? Which can be a bad thing because it's kind of taking you away from your main thing. But at the same time, they are good to have as an option because it does sustain your business and keep you rolling so you can hit that long-term goal. So with all that being said, let's jump into the long game, right? So when it comes down to the long game, this is basically the vision that you have for your business, 5, 10, 15, 20 years here on out. Now, the tough part about that is that not a lot of people have that type of vision, that type of clarity of what they want to do or what they want their vision to become, okay, or what they want their business to become, because oftentimes what you start out as changes along the way. But regardless, you still want to have some long-term vision. And here's why. Number one is that it keeps you working towards a goal, right? So if you know that you have an overall goal that you're trying to accomplish, having that long-term vision and constantly moving towards that long-term vision will dictate the steps that you need to take in order to get there. Which leads to my next point, which is that you want to make sure that you're continuing to take those small steps to get there. You got to remember, things take time, and a long-term vision is a long-term play, so you don't have to get there tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you're taking those small steps towards it. You don't have to take big leaps. Sometimes you're going to take 2 steps back, right? 1 step forward. But as long as you're consistently putting in the work, then you're going to get to that goal. Now, the next thing is that you have to keep in mind that your goals are always going to be shifting, right? Once you hit one goal, you're going to have your sights set on another one. And then you hit that one, and then it's another one, right? they're always going to be shifting. They're always going to be moving, right? And even though you have that long-term goal, you're going to have, little short check-in points, right? Along the way, you want to hit this by this and this by that, right? And maybe you'll hit it, maybe you won't. But what you'll learn is that once you get it, you never really get to the finish line, because as soon as you hit that level, you're looking to go to another level. In order to achieve any of this, you're going to have patience, right? There's no such thing as an overnight success. Even though it does appear that way, sometimes you see this person coming out of nowhere or that, and whatever the case may be, right? It just seems like they popped up out of nowhere. But rarely is that the case. And I'm not saying that it never happens, but rarely does it happen. In order to get where you want to, you're going to have to realize it's going to take patience, right? And that's why I kind of started off the beginning of this video talking about learning on YouTube, right? Because I believe that it's a great spot where you can learn and acquire new skills. You can watch somebody's journey from when they first started out to where they are now, but that can be done within a matter of minutes or hours or days, depending on that person's content. Because after you learn all of this, the main thing is going to be putting it into practice, right? Actually taking the steps to get to where you want to. You got to execute. You got to, put into action, whatever the case may be, right? You have to take the actual steps to get to where you want to go. And last but not least, you got to remember that failure is inevitable, okay? Just make sure that you're doing your best to learn from your failures. There's no way out of this, right? Because what you got to remember is that as you're learning new skills, as you're acquiring these new skills, okay, then you're going to have to put them into practice. And if you never put them into practice, you're not going to be good at them, right? It's going to take time. You're going to actually have to practice over and over and over again. So for example, if you're building up your own business, right? Let's say you're a freelance photographer, videographer, graphic designer, whatever the case may be, it really doesn't matter. Okay, there's a lot of different skills you're going to have to learn. That could be marketing, that could be sales, that could be networking. And all of these skills you're going to actually have to put into practice. And if you haven't been putting them into practice, some of them maybe you have, some of them you haven't, right? Your craft, we know that you're good at your craft, but now you got to put in all these other soft skills around it, and you're going to have to practice. You're just going to have to take time and get better at it. But as you get better at it, the closer and the faster you're going to get to achieving your goals that you set out. So when it comes to building up your business, or you're trying to accomplish a goal or a task or whatever it is, you got to remember that you got to play the long game, right? Because first of all, nothing happens overnight, okay? And you want to have a long-term vision, because that can help dictate what steps you're going to take today. So that's it for me today, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful and helpful. And if so, give me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what's going on with you and your business, your creative journey. And for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, it's your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.